Oh, baby. Let's get this thing started. Hump day. Wait, is it hump day? Yeah. It's hump day. Guess what day it is? I had to literally guess what day it was. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR show.
Let's go.
Look at what we have here. My God. Philly man. Philly man D-line go.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Listen, guys. Long ago, I signed a deal with the devil. I think we all know this. And at a certain point, the rent becomes due. And you do things in life that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do it for the greater good. And for me, it was making sure that all of America, city by city, town by town, regionality by regionality, gets sports delivered to them in a way that it should be done and pays respect to the sports themselves. And unfortunately, that means empowering the Suns and the Sixers fan bases, but whatever. Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Yeah. I got to be honest. You are incredibly creative. You're smart in many regards. Horrible businessman. That deal with the devil, this is really like, what was the good part you got? That you gave up your soul, your everlasting soul, and now you have to make Embiid MVP shirts.
I traded for good looks and
man,
and a svelte figure. So I don't know.
What a raw deal! What a raw deal!
Yeah, listen. All right, go ahead. Just do your intro.
No, Eric, the Philly launch was awesome. It was fun to watch. Even this was true of Phoenix. We still hate them, but it does make it more palatable when you know them. It's like, all right, now I know who I hate.
This is actually the biggest eye opener, and not only the eye opener. This is something I knew very, very well. But the thing that I've sacrificed the most through all of this is that I have to allow my enemies to become people.
That's exactly it.
It sucks. It's the worst when they're just like an avatar and like an idea. You can be like, oh,
those idiots.
And now I know. Yeah, now I like know them. I'm like,
cool guys,
I like you
and gals.
Yeah, dude. Like it totally sucks. It like takes away from the idea of sports and fanaticism and like all of the things that I love so much about sports. I had to sacrifice all of it for this weekend. I mean, I'll come back. I'll get right back into it. But
totally.
Again, like it has nothing to do with DNVR. None of the things that we've done out here have anything to do with DNVR outside of the fact that we both share the higher ideal that sports have not been treated with respect in this world, and fandom has been thought of as something as a negative and sort of a dirty, weird way to consume sports of all things. Sports somehow. The big networks think it's bad or weird to be a fan.
Right. It's so bad.
Good to be a fan. Yeah. We think it's good to be a fan.
That's a good take. What a fresh new take.
Yeah. So for some reason, this is a new novel idea that we're trying to push on the world, and it's getting traction. It's cool. So DNVR unaffected, but All City is like a thing that we can all feel prideful about. And if I can talk about the brand for just 2 seconds,
please.
Like the largest idea about this, All City, as I explain it to newcomers, it's like All City is the resistance. All City is an army that is marching upon the powers that be.
The capital. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Is trying to change things. It is trying to change things for the better. Our logo says All City under one banner. Every one of these armies that we mobilize is just another faction of our resistance. But in the end, like, the people that are drawn to this are all like kind of similarly minded, cool people. So even though you have a large grouping of people you maybe don't see eye to eye with when it comes to basketball, there's something larger about the connectivity of people that you can find through sports. And So it's nice, man. From that standpoint, it's been beautiful. But at the same point in time, like just to be clear, I will never make an Embiid MVP shirt. Like I have other people that will make that. I am not ever going to make that shirt. That will never happen.
I just think you should make it. I told you this when we launched Phoenix and you had to do Devin Booker, this or that. I was like, just make like a subliminal dick or something in it. We know, like where only we can, we'll see it. We'll know it's there. No, but they won't know it's there. So that's my only ask.
I think it's a fair ask. I think it's a fair ask. I'll do it. No problem.
You said, though, that DNVR did not suffer. I would say there's like 6 of us in DNVR this week. Kale was like, he had a shift on washing dishes at the bar earlier. Like, there have been some sacrifices. I'm not going to lie.
Bro, do you realize how long it's been since I've been in Denver?
I do.
Dude, I left before rank week.
I remember that. Yeah.
No, Yo,
you were here for the championship? You were here for that, right?
What?
The Nuggets.
In what sport?
The Nuggets won the title. I don't know if you...
that does not ring a bell. I packed for 1 week of travel.
I know you're wearing a polo. This is very unique for you, I feel.
Bro, let's just say I'm at the bottom. I've done my second load of laundry.
Is that like
one pair of shoes, dude?
You had to borrow a shirt from Spano or something from Parker. You got Parker's shirt on right now. It's rough out there. All right. Well, nonetheless, we're proud of you, Eric. We're proud of the whole team of All City and, of course, PHLY. It's really cool. And like you said, man, it's like I love hate Philly now. I used to just hate them. I love hate them now. It's very strange, but it kind of feels good.
You're allowed to just hate them also. I mean.
You are. I'm just saying for me personally, I kind of love hate them. Everybody can feel their own way. But we do have a good show for you today. We're going to play some what-ifs. We're going to get into some Nuggets talk here. We're going to play some Nuggets what-ifs. I got a little bit of odds and ends to round out this first segments, but eventually we'll play some what-ifs. I want to do a little bit of a deep dive. Let's not call it a deep dive, a medium dive. We're going to just kind of like when you snorkel, but hold your breath while you snorkel and you come out and spit it out the tube. We're going to do that on the rest rule. And then later on, I've got my top 5 side piece teams. Eric, I've made a lot of top 5s in front of you before. Never has there been one that you're going to hate like this one.
Oh, man, I can't fucking wait. Let's go.
But first, I don't know if you've seen this, but one PJ Composure Dozier out in Belgrade made his preseason debut with Partizan in Belgrade. And what do you know? A guy who does not have any ligamentation in any of his knees was forced to play his first game outside.
Ligamentation?
Just made a new word up here.
That cannot be a word.
It might be a word. Let's go to the video here, Kale. Do we have video of PJ Dozier? Get up, son!
Yo.
Eric, first of all, outside, first game, PJ Dozier coming off of just a life of injuries to his knees. First game outside, your thoughts?
First off, a great move for Partizan. I went to a Partizan game, as you know, inside, and you see the smoke coming off of all of those flares. Better for it to go into the atmosphere as opposed to just recirculate into the arena and just be the air of the arena. So first off, that's a massive step up. And that's awesome. When are we going to get outdoor games for the NBA? Like
never.
When are we going to get Rucker Park? When are we getting Rucker Park? When are we getting on the battle station? I'm serious. I think that's so cool. Like
it's not
NHL. Why is that not cool?
Because basketball outdoors is super dangerous. It's not like hockey where you're still on ice, but the ice is a little slushy. It's super dangerous to play outdoors.
Couldn't they get like those Reebok blacktop shoes from the 90s? Like
the pumps? No, this would be like if there was a football game on concrete. And we're like, it's just the concrete game.
I'm in favor of that too. Dude. Well, all right, fine. From the danger element, I agree. It's also dangerous to have fires happening in the stands. There's danger everywhere. I mean, come on. What are we trying to shelter everyone from everything for? I mean, that was an incredible scene, man. Wouldn't you love to see that?
It is an incredible. It is cool for the viewer experience, and if nobody gets hurt, in hindsight, it would be awesome. But I just feel like if we did that in the NBA, if the Nuggets had an outdoor game, I'm like Jamal Murray's game. Look at this, man. Look how cool this looks with the city in the backdrop.
Incredible. Where is that?
It's in. Oh, I don't know where at in Belgrade it is, but look at how incredible this is.
It's unbelievable.
These photos. I mean, for our audio audience, obviously, this is a great, beautiful outdoor stadium, and then you just see views of the city and like brick. But it's got to be Calamigdan. That's where it is. It's definitely Calamigdan, right? I think I see a little fortress in the back.
That's what I'm saying. Like that looks like right in that. That's that hill, I think. But I can't imagine
building an entire stadium.
Serbia, help us out. Where is this?
I mean, this is so cool, man. And then if it is college game, the Navy boat game. They've had that stuff for college before and this or that. But I just think it's cool. And shouts to PJ Dozier making his start. Yesterday, I don't know if you caught yesterday's show, Eric, but yesterday we had, I know you did. I know you never miss an episode.
On launch day? Yeah.
On launch day. I know you were watching. Tracy McGrady he's in China, and he was asked who his favorite NBA player is. And he named a lot of guys as honorable mentions, but then he got to his real answer, which he said was Nikola Jokic, raved about him. Now, it was awesome. It was a great moment. Somebody, presumably Chinese or who speaks Chinese, says that when the Chinese people started talking on their broadcast about it, they referred to Jokic as Yue Lao Shi, which means teacher Jokic. Whoa. You know how every American player has a translated name into Chinese? Apparently Jokic's is teacher Jokic.
That's not a nickname? That's a direct translation?
Whatever it is, it might be a nickname. I'm not sure, but they called him teacher Jokic. So presumably that's what he's known.
There's a guy here whose name is also Eric, and he is the GM, and he has informed everybody that his nickname is Coach. So we all call him Coach. Right. So like, I'm wondering if like teacher, they just look at Jokic as like a teacher, whatever
I think it's genesis, like professor. I love it. Professor Andre Miller, Dr. J. I think it probably is a little nickname, but I just love that his is teacher.
That's incredible. That's exactly the right way. Like he doesn't exude a lot of emotion. He just makes sure everybody is in line. He teaches us how to enjoy basketball, how to enjoy life, how to go about things. Jokic really should be the teacher that everybody looks to. Like no one lives life more successfully than Nikola Jokic, I have to say. He achieves all of his professional goals. I don't even think he has goals, but like he reaches the highest levels of professional achievement with almost no emotion. And then when left to his own devices, all he does is dance without his shirt on, race horses, does exactly what he wants to do. But like all of it is very above the board. Like, I mean, I don't know. Teacher, yes, teacher.
I know. I loved it too. Teacher Jokic, Professor Jokic. I was trying to think Chinese. I guess that would have been Japanese. I was thinking, could it possibly be sensei?
Sensei?
Yeah, but Japanese. I think that's actually Japanese, so probably doesn't work in this instance. Nonetheless, I'm fascinated by the Chinese translations of NBA players. So if anybody listening to this knows what all the Nuggets are referred to in China, the nicknames that they get, Teacher Jokic, man, it's just that's a great one.
I'm excited to find out what they call James Harden when he plays over there.
I saw there was like a Reddit thread that had this before, and I think it was Beard. I think it had to do with Beard. But there's a couple that are really funny.
Oh man, can I share with you? When are we going to get to the part where I get to tell everyone what I've learned about the Sixers fan base from the inside?
I think you should have done that before we moved on from Philly, but now you can go back to Philly since this will be great.
I don't have the rundown, so here's what I've learned about. Here's what I've learned about about the Sixers and their relationship to their team and to their players.
They love their team. I know that. I know they love them.
Hate.
Wait, what?
Right now. They hate Embiid right now. Right? I have heard it said to me that it is believed that Joel Embiid will be in the top 5 of most hated athletes in the city of Philadelphia when all is said and done. They also, I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. They hate James Harden too. I mean, who wouldn't?
Well, I mean, everybody hates James Harden. They're not special for that. Don't give them credit for hating James Harden.
Dude, like I feel honestly like having been here and just kind of living in this world, like I actually feel like defensive of Joel Embiid. Like I'm like an Embiid truther at this point. I'm like, what? Like I'm like Embiid's incredible. That's the MVP of the league. Like, what are you talking about? Like It's amazing, man. Like, it is a very different way of thinking, and it's a very different approach to sports. I mean, there's just, everybody knows, the way you think about the Philly sports fan, loud, angry, hateful, self-loathing.
Dirty,
all true.
Things, yeah.
All true, but in the best way. The best version of that, but passionate, very passionate. They're very interested in all of their sports, but they are not in any way afraid to abandon a star. They hate Donovan McNabb. They hate Joel Embiid at present. We'll see what happens, but like, I honestly feel like I personally have to leave. Maybe I will make a Joel MVP shirt. He needs a little help.
He needs a little help. It's like a pity. You actually made the
pity shirt, the true pity shirt, dude.
That is wild to me that they actually hate Embiid. Like, I feel like the proper, as trying to be objective as I can, right? Removing my Denver glasses here.
Yes.
I feel like there is an onus on Embiid to kind of prove it. Like, the fan base got behind you. You nicknamed yourself the process. We ran with it. We anointed you. We did all these things. We defended your honor online against all of the swipe-a-cams of the world and the Andy Baileys of the world. They went online and defended him. I feel like there's a right to say, hey, you owe us, man. This is a relationship. Exactly. And like, you bought us some flowers. We buy you some flowers. It's your turn now to plan the date. But to actually hate, that's like, all right, what are we doing here, guys? Like, you can be disappointed. You can be nervous. You can be anxious. But hate. You
cannot. I've learned you can't embarrass Philadelphia. Philadelphia was embarrassed by Embiid. And as soon as you feel embarrassment, like that's
a great one.
This is the reason I've learned that they don't like Donovan McNabb. He threw up on the sideline during the NFC Championship game, and he looked weak, and like the whole city turned on him forever. That was it. So okay. Let's go.
That's tough, man. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, I got a couple what-ifs for you for this season, Eric. They're all mostly fun ones. Like, I was feeling positive and optimistic on this Wednesday, so they're not like too many negative ones, just one negative one. But before we get to that, I want to tell you guys about Shady Rays. How's the sunshine out there in Philly, in the city of brotherly love? Is it shining?
It's literally always sunny in Philadelphia, my man.
It's always sunny. So what do you need? You need some Shady Rays. They're built to last. And they also have that great deal where they offer the most insane protection on all of their eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by a lost and broken replacements program. If you lose or break a pair, even on day one, which Susie, by the way, has done. Our Rockies person, Susie, has lost her glasses on day one. That's a real thing. They told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. Together with their customers, Shady Rays is providing much-needed support to nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays' Impact. You can learn all about that up on their website. They have an actual in-person store in Park Meadows Mall if for whatever reason you don't like shopping on the internet. And the nice convenience of just like on your phone ordering some Shady Rays. Maybe you like to get in your car and drive all the way down to Park Meadows and go to there.
Dude,
they've got a shop right there.
Not everybody has like a traditionally beautiful face. My face, beautiful as it may be, not traditionally beautiful.
No, not at all.
So I need to see how the glasses silhouette matches up with my personal shaping. So I get it.
There you go. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try it for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars for over 250,000 people. Also want to tell you guys about Bet365. I've been all over Bet365 lately. Eric, I don't know what it is. The new app download, I swear you just start off on fire. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. I Bet365, like in the summer, I probably made 15 bets on it. I don't think I've lost yet. think I've lost. I'm telling you. It's like you download a new app and you just start winning. Right now, you can see the code right there on the screen, DNVR365. When you download Bet365, our new partner here, and we're really loving them, especially for football season. Nothing more fun than football, gambling on football. Especially early on in the season. I'm going to take Broncos unders, I think, every single week until proven otherwise.
No!
Taking Broncos unders. That's the new bet, guys. We're all getting in with you. Then you root for a boring game, Kale. Rather than be surprised by a boring game, just make a bet at Bet365.
This is an anti-vibes bet. I can't get behind it.
It's not anti-vibes. It's just reading the vibes the universe is giving you and adjusting accordingly, man. I don't make the rules.
Cash is king, and cash is also the ultimate vibe.
It is the ultimate vibe. That way, after a 17-16 game, you're like, hell yeah, I just made money on my under. So check them out. Obviously, they got all kinds of great unique bets on there. And use that promo code DNVR365. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Eric?
So, hold on. Quickly. Do you remember when me and Jake, Never Taken an L Schwanitz, did the Denver Sports Podcast? And we went through the football teams and where our confidence scale was.
Yeah.
And Jake was at a 10 for everybody. 10 for the Broncos, 10 for the Buffs.
Yeah.
Right about the Buffs. And then Kale was echoed Jake's very positive sentiments. And his reason for it was that we signed Ben Powers and Mike McGlinchey.
Hey, man, you're throwing Kale under the bus here.
Hey, man, I was really excited about those offseason signings.
I will say this, not to linger on Broncos corner for too long here, but I was in on the Broncos early on in the preseason, actually before the preseason, when our new beloved coach comes in and just trashed Nathaniel Hackett. Now,
yeah, I was like, hell yeah, same goddamn score,
same score, yes.
Bro.
I'm telling you, I'm watching the Broncos like I'm a Philly fan now. Like listen to me, you guys. You better win for me on Sunday, or I'm gonna disown you. Like I'm totally holding it against them.
I will run Russell Wilson out of that town on a rail, man.
Yeah.
Although he was actually pretty good.
Oh my God! All right, and I told
back to the Denver Nuggets.
We're not lingering on Broncos corner here. I got a what if for you, and it's our title what if today. It's something we just have not put our minds around in any capacity, Eric. We just have this in our heads that Zeke Nnaji is either going to be bad or passable. It's almost like the two things. You think like he's either going to be bad, and it's like, okay, can the Nuggets even play him in a playoffs or this or that, or he's going to be the 7th best player, and it's like, all right, he's okay or whatever. But here's the thing. Zeke has been inconsistent in his career, but I actually think his peaks have been underrated in how impactful they are. And you can make the case that part of why he is so inconsistent is he doesn't play consistent minutes. Some of this is injury, but a lot of this is just the Malone young player roller coaster up and down. What if he's good? And I mean, what if he's like what we expect Christian Brown to be this year, where it's like, no, man, that's one of the league's best 7th best players.
So you're talking about peak Nnaji? I actually believe I have seen with my very 2 eyes, peak Nnaji be impactful.
Super.
Not just from an offensive standpoint, but I've seen him be tenacious Zeke. I've seen him rebound with ferocity. I've seen him come in with energy. I've seen him shuffle his feet and defend the perimeter in a way that you don't expect from a big guy. I'm actually a believer in Zeke Nnaji. I think that he has skill and talent this is the story for a lot of guys. Just, I think probably not only on the Nuggets, but just, I think this is just how it goes for a lot of people in sports and in the NBA specifically. Like, he just keeps getting hurt. And then like his progression somehow gets set back to 0. He loses the confidence of the coaching staff. He loses his rotation minutes. And then it takes him a while to get reacclimated to the game speed, to what is expected of him. And then he like starts to play good again. And then he gets hurt. And like, we've seen this with Jamal. It's just like, this is how it goes. Like, when guys get minutes, they can show you who they are. And when he has received minutes, and we've seen peak Nnaji, it's been like pretty good, man. Like, I'm a believer in him. Like, truly, he's like another one of these guys. Like, there are just guys that are at the end of NBA benches that are really, really good players. Like, everybody in the NBA is a really good player. And it just all comes down to, outside of the star players, it comes down to opportunity and luck a lot of times. And like, he's had bad luck,
He's had really bad luck. Can I tell you the worst luck though for him? It's that I honestly think I think everything else the same, but this one difference, and Zeke Nnaji would be viewed a little bit different. It's that summer league after his rookie season. He was so bad in that, and it doesn't matter but it was so loudly bad in it that I think it, like, honestly paints a lot of how, not me personally, but a lot of fans view him as this, like, that was his absolute floor. And even though it didn't matter, I think the diehard people that are watching this show in the offseason, the real Nuggets fans that really like every detail of the team, it's hard to not over-index on that because of how loud it was. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter at all. It actually is, it has no relevance. His actual NBA, even in the down parts, were more about him shooting poorly, 26% from three last year, whereas he was above 40% the first couple of years. Zeke Nnaji having a great year relative to expectation would be him shooting above 40% from three again on the same volume, only more minutes, playing consistently, like he plays 65 games next year or more, and it's just we're never thinking about it whether he's in or out. And then if he's just a guy that fits in on both ends of the floor, defensively, I think that's almost a lock. He can switch and do all these things. And then offensively, it's just like, oh yeah, that's what Zeke does. He hits the corner three. He grabs offensive rebounds here and there. He, whatever, makes a couple cuts. I feel like that to me would be him having a great year. And if he can do those at a super high level. I mean, I would love if he shut down like a Clippers game, bench unit. That's where we're all nervous. Jokic not on the court. And he shuts down, say, Zion, or at least limit Zion to where Zion just is like, oh man, Zion went 2 for 7 in that stint there. That to me is when he's having a great year.
I completely agree. I mean, Zeke has a lot of utility to his game. Like he has switchability. He's not just like locked in as a center. He's not locked in as a 4. He probably should never see anything above that. Never a 3. I can't imagine him being able to handle that. But like, there's just a lot of things that you can do with him. Like he just needs to play, man. He just needs to play, and he needs to play with confidence. Because I agree with you about the summer league point, but I also think that he played badly a lot in the regular season when given minutes, like when he was coming in.
I push back on this. Here's the thing. That second unit played really poorly. Their best stretch by a mile was when he was in the rotation for like 7-8 games in a row.
Yes. When he got in and got his flow, and like we started to see like, oh man, there's tenacious Zeke. There's that guy. He's on the boards. He is battling. He is like it. And for whatever reason, like I think the lack of identity that bench had throughout the entire season last year made it difficult for guys like Zeke, who are, truly like a glue guy. When to be a glue guy, you need to have a clear leader. You need to have some like concept of what the structure is so you can like fill in the gaps. But it was like, am I supposed to be shooting this? Like, am I, like he is a guy that needs his unit to have structure and leadership, and like that was like the second unit was just like a disaster all last year.
I also
Which it turns out every team is this way.
But I think this is the point, Eric, is that I think last year the second unit was so volatile and so bad that you couldn't afford a wild card, and Zeke was still part of that wild card. One, if the bench unit is just better this year, just without Zeke being better, but they're just better, then you can afford a little bit more, like Zeke represents volatility. So that's one way he could be better this year. But the second way is if he is just less volatile, and I expect that. I just expect him to be good. I will say this. My own internal calculations are that I think there's a 70% chance Zeke is going to be more or less what we expect of him. He's probably going to shoot 37% from 3. He'll have some months where he's like 45%. He'll probably have a month where he's like can't hit anything. It's just natural. He'll be hit or miss on offense. Some nights he'll look like, oh, he has a role, and some nights he doesn't know what he's doing. And then I think defensively, he'll be consistently good. I think that's what 70% outcome. I think it's equally as likely that he is meaningfully better than that as it is that he is meaningfully worse than that. Meaning, I don't think it's like that his ceiling is kind of low or this or that. I think that there's like, hey, man, he might be a guy that we look at. And the way people look at Paul Reed or I'm thinking of some of these other guys who you only see the good parts of them. I think that could be Zeke this year where we're like, oh man, Zeke, there he is again, locking up on the perimeter.
I could not agree. I don't think it's possible for him to play. Like, I don't think he's going to play worse. Like, he is a certain level of basketball talent. Like, it's there. And like when we saw him play badly, it wasn't because he is bad at basketball. It was like he was put in a weird position. Like I don't think it's possible for him to play worse than he has played. Not because he's bad, but I'm just mean like I think that he has progressed past that point, and now it just becomes opportunity for him. And I really feel like that, and this should have probably been the same conversation we would have been having for Vlatko. It's like, all right, like Uncle Jeff is gone. Some of the deck has been cleared a little bit. There's not as much of a log jam at that like 4 or 5-ish position. Like,
but it's even more so as Vlatko gone. Like Zeke is going to play.
That's what I mean. Like, so we would have been having this conversation about Vlatko. It's like, you are not only going to get opportunity, like we need you to be good now. Like,
we need you to.
This isn't like, man, this would be cool if it happens. Like, we actually need this from you. Like, you're going to be put in a position where there is actual expectation, which is not anything that Zeke has experienced before. And I hope that makes him actually rise higher.
Yeah. Here's another one for you. Another what if. What if Bones would have worked out for the Nuggets? Now, here's what I mean by this. We all know. I know you hate this one. You hate this one. But let me think about this. Bones working out for the Nuggets would have probably meant Bones slow playing year 2. Like year 1, he got a big leash because the team was all decimated and he had fun. But if year 2 was him coming in and going, looking around and saying, hey, I can take a step back this year in terms of how much the team needs me, but I can become a better player on a championship team and this or that. And he probably still would have been like this, he would have had games where he was a top 5 player on the team, but more often than not, he would have been the 6th, 7th, or 8th best player. That's what working out. But he'd be going into this year, into year 3, with a little bit more, room to roam. How different would things be if that was the case, Eric?
Well, I mean, we'd know who's running the second unit. That'd be nice. Like, we'd have some concept of who outside of, I guess it's going to be Reggie Jackson. I don't even know.
I think it's Reggie Jackson to start. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, tell me you wouldn't rather have Bones Highland running that second unit.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm more matured, like a year 3 mature Bones Highland would have been. I mean,
dude, I guarantee Reggie Jackson looked like early Bones Highland early in his career, like where he was. Right. People remember, like Reggie Jackson was like maligned, like hated in Detroit by some of his teammates, and it's like the bottom fell out. Like Bones Highland we said this over and over, but like, man, that guy has so much skill that you can't teach. Like the way he can shoot the ball so effortlessly from distance, and like when he gets cooking, like it's just one of these things that is not teachable. Obviously, it's just like he has this transcendent skill. He obviously just needs so much maturation, has to understand not only how to play the game, but how to exist in this league, how to exist outside of the league, how to live successfully, all of these things, like figure out how to balance wants with needs and all of that stuff. And obviously the jury's still very much out on Bones Highland, whether or not he'll actually get to that place where he can be a successful NBA player, because he does have so many like obvious flaws as well. But man, it would be awesome. This is what I envisioned years ago, like that Bones Highland would run the second unit. He'd be our backup 1. He would be absolute microwave offensive option when times called for it, but also he was able to pass the ball. He had decent vision. He was able to drive. Like defensively was the only thing you ever really looked at him as just an absolute probably won't ever really get better, but man, we'll see what Bones's maturation process looks like. But like I suspect at a certain point we'll all be very bummed he's not part of the Nuggets anymore.
So he averaged 12.1 points per game last year on 19.5 minutes. I think that if he would have been reduced down to like 16 minutes and probably right around 10 points in the regular season, and then the postseason, he probably would have been reduced to like 8 or 9 minutes a game where he misses a few games where he just doesn't play. Again, as disappointing as that would be, look at the hype around Bruce Brown right now. Got a bag in Indiana, and everybody considers him this great role player. I think if that would have been what happened, Bones would have sat there and thought like, okay, I'm going to have to go through this. I'm going to take a little step back, but if this team succeeds, Bones would be going into this year, I honestly believe this, as one of the most popular Nuggets on the team. Yoke's going to be up there. Murray's going to be up there. But in terms of the others, I think Bones Highland would have been a cult favorite in the NBA where people are looking at him. And that this year would have been the breakout year for him, where all of a sudden it's like, you know what? The team's good enough. Bones has bought in enough that now he gets a longer leash. And I'm with you. I think it would have meaningfully made the team better. Not Denver's fault. I think it's largely Bones' fault. But it just goes to show you, man, it's like there's a real lesson in here about how both parties hurt from that experience. But I think Bones at the end of the day is the one that's going to probably hurt the most. And he can climb back into it. You know, he can climb back, and he's talented enough if he gets, you know, things figured out. But to me, I'd probably be predicting a Nuggets three-peat if Bones would have just gone through a very slow, maturing process, and now he's in year 3. I would have been like, you know what, Denver's winning 3.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to get upset about the way things shook out because I don't know if you remember this. We won the title.
I do. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was so sick, right? Bones is not required, but Bones would have been a delicious outcome, like an absolute cult favorite, manimal level stuff. The way the city embraced him, Mile High City Baby became a real thing. Ryan Green took the photo of Bones jumping up on the scorer's table, and just the entire crowd like
that was the best.
Him essentially, it's the best. Like
he's a vibes augmenter.
Dude, there's no way he gets that type of fanfare in Los Angeles, especially with the Clippers on that squad specifically. Like he made such a I don't know what his mindset is now. Like I don't know if he's the type of person that looks back or if he's just like a move forward kind of guy, which, you know, frankly, if he is, that's actually admirable. But he just has to be like, why did I do that, man? Like we're obviously have no actual purview into what the dynamics of the locker room are like, what it's like the team when they're traveling, like who gets along with who. So I don't know, like perhaps this was a situation that couldn't be salvaged from the inside out, but my God, man, like you talk about what
this is a what if that wasn't the case.
A huge opportunity missed. Bones Island. Like what did huge opportunity missed?
Guys, the Breckenridge beer of the month is Broncos Country. Only going to be that for a little bit while. You get it for a little bit longer. You get that for $6 at the DNVR bar. There's a new recipe behind it, the Broncos Country Pale Ale. Pretty soon, though, Eric, I looked at the weather report. Some 60-degree days coming up. You know what I'm going to crack open on this very show? Avalanche Amber. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I'm going to go up to the Rocky. I'm going to go up to Estes Park. I'm going to watch the Elk Bugle. I'm going to see the fall leaves. You know, I'm going to look at did you see it snowed up there in Estes Park? Saw the picture. Yep, looks gorgeous. That's when you crack open an Avalanche Amber. That's what you got. And then before too long, we're going to have, you know, it's going to be Nuggets time. We're going to have to get the Mile High Golden Ale. God. So we got all these coming up right now.
I'm going to call you the Bugle Boy, by the way. You're the Bugle Boy.
You do. I hope you do.
I've never heard anyone refer so romantically about elks bugling.
You want to know something funny?
Bugling.
When I was in Hollywood, I once wrote a spec script of South Park's featured around elk bugling. It's a true story. So it runs even deeper than you think. Even deeper than you think. Breckenridge Brewery. By the way, guys, you guys used to do this all the time. You drinking a Breck brew? Snap your old photo. Tweet at DNVR Nuggets, man. Let us know. I want to see you guys drinking your Breck brews. I'll do that for you guys as soon as I crack open my first Avalanche Amber of the year.
Look at this Ryan Green SOB out here ruining it with me, dude.
He looks like a serial killer behind the glass like that,
he doesn't look like
fitting.
He is a serial killer. Just FYI.
People don't know that about him, but he is. Backus and Schenker, you guys know about them? They are the law firm in Denver that wins for Colorado families. When you get hurt, Backus and Schenker is here to help, helping those who are seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years, free until they win money in your case. No upfront fees to speak with us, to speak with them about your case. No fees while they work on your case. No fees until they win money and win money for you. Backus & Schenker's won over $1 billion for their clients, now with even more locations serving all of Colorado, including neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, and Fort Collins. Backus & Schenker have the strength to power a win for your case. More than 30 lawyers and 100 staff. They can help you out with all types of things, whether you were or weren't at fault. Car accidents, motorcycles, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks. They can even help if you're injured at work. Call them 222-2222. Find out if you have a case. Backus & Schenker wins. All right, we're back here, baby. Woo. The Backus & Schenker of DNVR, D-Line Co. and myself here.
Dude. Let's go. We'll clean up everyone's mess, dude. It's fine.
All right, here's another negative one, kind of negative one, and I don't know if you've been.
Bro.
I don't know if you've been scouring the Serbian tabloids lately, or perhaps the Serbian Instagrams. But what if Jokic comes into camp horribly out of shape?
Well, let's stop with the what if right there.
Well, so first of all, I saw a video of Jokic dancing with the Serbian basketball team, partying with them. You'll be surprised to find out this detail. No shirt. I can't believe we don't talk about this enough. Jokic is a no shirt guy.
Yeah.
It's a rare but very distinct type of guy. Your friend that's always naked in some way. It's a very unique type. We all know the type.
Yeah. As it turns out, though, we should all be doing that. He's a teacher. He's teaching us how to live, man.
He's unencumbered by clothes. But camp is 3 weeks away. I have seen a lot of Jokic partying videos. I've seen some shirtless.
Yeah.
Have
you seen him holding a basketball?
I have not seen that. I haven't seen that one. I think that there is a real chance that Dev replicates his 2019 photo of Jokic, really bad angle, and he just looks horribly out of shape. And then, spoiler alert, he is to start the year. What happens if this is the case, Eric?
This is a lock. This is minus 2,000 on Bet365.
Okay.
Jokic has been living very well. I have been scouring the Serbian tabloids. I do see Jokic being helped out of the middle of the street because he's stumbling and needs guidance. I have seen Jokic popping huge bottles of champagne to celebrate another Amy Del Duomo victory, which again, every victory of his, I feel like is a victory of mine. So I support and celebrate my Serbian king. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Like, he's going to come into camp. He's going to be out of shape. He's going to start off the year. It's going to be terrible. We're going to ask about his motivation. He's going to play himself into shape. And then when the moment is biggest, he will be there. He will be unemotional. He will be like a surgeon or an assassin, and he will get the job done. But it's going to be clunky. But here's the thing is that then this is the year of Jamal Murray, as we know. It's going to be Jamal Murray's time to shine. This is time. Jamal Murray is going to be the one that's going to need to champion the Denver Nuggets and actually bring them along and make them rise to his level, as opposed to Jokic trying to do that. But yeah, I mean, come on, like it's not going to be great, but it doesn't matter. Like, Jokic he's not like anybody else, man.
I think it does matter a little bit. I'm tempering my early season expectations. If, again, you know how it is. People show Luka in good lighting, and it's like, look how much weight he lost. And then you see him, and you're like, it looks the exact same. And the opposite is true. Sometimes a guy, you're like, oh my God, they look so out of shape. And then you see him in person, and you're like, he looks the same as always. So I am going to wait till media day to when I can really, I like to size people up. I like to really, really measure them with my eyes. Yeah. I want to measure Jokic's, does he look like he's in shape? And once like I have Indiana that, Jones. But I am prepared. I do think it could make a meaningful impact where Jokic has kind of a bad November. And we're kind of like,
he's going to have a terrible November, as Alexander.
The Nuggets won't be as good if he's having a terrible November. I'm putting it out there. They're not going to.
Okay, so they're not the best team going away. Right. Yeah, they're not the best team going away in November.
Eric,
okay.
Can't we be a little greedy? We're champs. I just want to remind everybody right out of the gate who the champs are.
We can be greedy, but it's not up to us. That's the thing. Like, it's just not, we have no control over this. We need to keep our eyes on the prize. We have entered into rings culture, Adam.
You're right.
We live in rings culture. We are going to start saying things like the regular season doesn't matter. We're going to start saying things like, bro, it's October. Things like that, like obnoxious things that we hate when other fan bases say them. It's going to happen. It's unavoidable. I'm just telling you, you yourself seem to need this reminder. It's going to be a slow start for Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic has been enjoying life in a way that he deserves, but is not beneficial to us specifically.
Do you feel like this offseason has been long, short, or regular? What has it felt like?
I'm the wrong person to ask because I am living in a different timeline. I closed my eyes one day and then I opened them and then I live in South Philadelphia, and I drive a Kia minivan every day. That's my new life.
Yeah,
I don't know
what day
it is today. No, it's not. I don't know what day it is today. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know when the Nuggets won the championship. I don't know anything. Time is meaningless, but it does seem kind of long. I just want to watch the Nuggets, if that's what you're asking me.
That's what I'm saying is, like, for all the talk of this is going to be a short offseason, I'm going to go ahead and call it. What's the date today? September 13th?
September 13th.
I am officially over the offseason. I am ready for the NBA season. We have 2 more weeks. So again, it's not up to me and whether I'm ready or not. Officially, these last 2 weeks are going to feel long.
I'm still chilling with a normal sleep schedule for a couple weeks.
No, you're not minding it?
I'm going to enjoy it while I can.
I'm just ready to go. All right. Last one for you, Eric. If you had to pick between a Jokic unanimous MVP season where he has his best season yet, think about how good he's been. This next year, his best year ever. Or Jamal Murray, all NBA, not all-star, which can, be wonky. All NBA, which is the true, no, he was a top guard. Or Michael Porter Jr. having an all-star caliber season or an all-star season. Which of those 3 would you pick?
I mean, it's clearly Jamal Murray. It is clearly Jamal Murray. Nikola Jokic has been the absolute best player in the league, and it didn't get us to the promised land. Jamal Murray,
he didn't have ordinary Jamal Murray. Like, even ordinary Jamal Murray with the best ever Jokic is still better than ever.
But here's what I'm saying. If we get good Jokic and all NBA Jamal Murray, that's a repeat. That's an absolute back-to-back. No questions asked. All Nikola Jokic ever needs is just simply a reliable running mate. And if we can get a running mate that's not just a Robin, but a Batman A to Batman and Batman A, who's beating the Denver Nuggets? Who's possibly going to beat the Denver Nuggets? If Jamal Murray is scoring 26 points a game, 20,
yeah.
And we have Nikola Jokic just coming in and just directing traffic. He doesn't have to make insane sombor shuffles. He can pass off to reliable players that can cash shots that are wide open made by Nikola Jokic. He doesn't need to be in shape to be able to have Supreme Court vision. Bro, if Jamal Murray is an all NBA player next year, it is going to be, we're just going to be laughing at the NBA. It is going to be Smuggets time in a way that no one is ready for. That's how we get the 72 win Golden State Warriors, is with Jamal Murray just turning into Steph Curry. No problem. Yeah. It's fine.
Alrighty. Eric, have you ever played Broken Tee? I'm told it's the coolest golf course and the best vibes.
I actually haven't. I don't know what to say.
I mean, but if I was to ask, how's the course, the best thing they could say is, it has the best vibes. To me, that's how. Look, they have a Grateful Dead little Broken Tee up there. Oh my God, I'm in on this. Award-winning practice facility, 27 total holes, 18-hole championship course, and challenging par 3. I'm a big fan of the pars. I'm at par 3 level right now. I'm a good par 3 golfer. Not quite a good golfer, but a good par 3 golfer.
What that is? That's adult mini golf. You're an adult mini golfer.
I'll take it, man. Well, what if it's an executive par 3? Little par 4.
That's
teenager.
That's
right.
Adult. That's adult.
They got a stocked pro shop full of sick gear, great restaurant, Wyatt's at Broken Tee, experience teaching professionals, charity tournament Friday, September 22nd. All kinds of cool stuff. You want to learn more, go to BrokenTeeGolf.com to make tee times and get the latest updates. Use code DNVR10 for 10% off any round on their regulation course. You know what's interesting about golf? This is the best time of the year to play golf. Because everybody plays golf in the summer. It's so hot. You're sweating bullets. Right now, you can go out there and just feel perfect the whole time. And yet, golf courses are wide open.
This is the perfect time. In a few weeks, once trees start to lose their leaves, and then you have to try and find your ball in amongst a bunch of fallen leaves, that's when things get bad again for golf. But you're right. This is it. Fall ball, baby.
I buy the giant bag of golf balls so that I don't have to look too hard. I'm the laziest golf ball look. I will spend 4 seconds looking for my ball before I just drop a new one. I don't know if that's common, but I'm like, I'm not going to go through the weeds.
No, that's early golf behavior where you're just like, I can't. Like, I need to move forward. Like, I
need to keep this moving, man, or I'm going to get bored. Yeah, exactly. Also want to tell you guys about Kind Love. We're excited to be an official partner of DNVR and support another local brand. We love Kind Love, some more than others. I think Vote, maybe most of all, loves Kind Love. Cannabis is always get a consistent, great experience when you are high on Kind Love. Quality, integrity, consistency, variety, and safety is what they are all about. By the way, this is true. We've met their CEO. Love the guy. Type of guy that, like, at a dinner party or something, kind of corners you and gives you the whole spiel, which I loved because I'm like, I like when people are passionate about what they do. This guy was going so into the weeds. Mind the pun, so into the weeds on his own product and cultivation and everything. And I was like, man, this guy really gets it. One of the first dispensaries in Colorado, established in 2010, known for cultivating some of the highest quality cannabis in the state. Authentic genetics, patient grow techniques, one of the best brands. You want to check them out. They've also got the Turbo Core, 100 milligram stick. You just stick in your joint, smoke it like a toothpick, and then it gives you a little extra punch to your joint. We have an exciting announcement coming up very, very quick, very, very soon. Visit one of their stores in Cherry Creek or North Denver. Mention DNVR and receive a DNVR exclusive discount of 25% off all Kind Love flower, pre-rolls, and their Turbo Joint line. 25% off. That's huge. A lot of times you have to save up points forever to get 25% off. 25% off, right? Just for saying DNVR.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you some perspective on what we in Colorado have and what we have with Kind Love. I now have gone back in time to a place that where cannabis is not legal. Yeah. It's only legal for medical use. And in order to acquire it, you have to go into New Jersey. And then in New Jersey, there's like a place right over the bridge. There was a line of people to get in that was 30 plus deep.
Wow.
And a single pre-roll cost $18.
Oh, you knew this? You just saw this, huh? You just happened to see it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go.
Yeah, you were just driving by and saw it. That's insane. Visit Kind Love. They're homies and about to be even bigger homies here soon. Announcement coming. All right, we're gonna get now into our Bet365 Never Ordinary Top 5. Eric, I know you're the type of guy to have a lot of side pieces.
Sure.
In the NBA, I mean, of course, in the NBA. You're not just a Nuggetsman. You like the 76ers, you like the Suns, you like the Bulls.
Actually, I may be the worst person for that. I have no side pieces. I am the most monogamous sports fan in the world.
You really are the most monogamous sports fan. So you're going to hate my list. I told you that before. Sure. You're going to absolutely hate this. I realized in making my favorite side piece teams. Here's the first thing I learned, Eric. I learned going through this that I don't like a lot of teams this year. Not that I hate them, which is always the same. Like, I hate the same teams. I just am looking around. I'm like, there's not that many interesting teams.
Yeah,
a lot of teams. 76ers are supposed to be interesting. They're not. Toronto usually is like something. They're not. Milwaukee's gotten boring to me. There's just not that many interesting teams. So I made a list. Kale, did you make this in reverse order? My number 5 most interesting. Oh, you're going to hate this list. The Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets.
Well, I can co-sign this a little bit. This a little bit.
So
I like Mikal Bridges.
You do like Mikal Bridges. You like Spencer Dinwiddie too, CU alum.
I do like Spencer Dinwiddie. I also like Cam Johnson, even though
I love Cam Johnson.
He was entirely useless on the U.S. squad. I still like him as a guy. Those are two guys that were liberated from just being a Sun, just getting out of the Suns. You know, you see them ironically in a new light when they're no longer Suns. You're like, oh, I actually like those guys. Those guys are cool.
I've always loved Cam Johnson. I actually think he's really good. He wasn't great on Team USA. I mean, had to share the court with a bunch of duds, you know, like that's that part of the problem there, in my opinion.
Poor team.
Austin Reeves.
I feel like I'm the only one. I need to stand up for Team USA. I
actually watch. You have to stand up for Team USA.
Yes.
What was their most impressive win, Eric?
I have gotten to a point in my life where I look at every other nation that so fervently supports their team. Yeah. And I actually don't like when people are out on the U.S.
I am super U.S. I love U.S. I don't like what they're doing with this program. I don't like the guys that are there. I don't like the excuses. Why is Austin Reeves on the team? I don't like it, man. I don't like
Austin Reeves is actually very good.
Yeah, he was very good. He was
really good.
He was a little too good relative to the rest of the team, unfortunately.
Well, the problem with Team USA is they didn't sign anybody that could rebound the goddamn basket.
They also targeted him in the games they lost. He was the mark, but whatever. I mean, it's whatever. So it's like when people argue that D'Angelo Russell is good, and I'm like, all right, well, I hope you keep playing him.
I'm not arguing in favor of Austin Reeves. I just I don't like the resounding just downplaying of the Team USA. I want us to feel it when we lose. I want to like it hurt me. I want to be hurt by this.
I mean, I always get disappointed in it, but whatever. Here's the thing, Trorg's got me. Still in on Simmons. I'm not in on him. I'm going to make this clear. I will never be the guy that puts my name on Ben Simmons, but this is why they're my side piece team. I am so curious to see if Ben Simmons is out of the NBA entirely, which the odds are like minus 250, or if it's like, hey, he's resurrected. A la Markelle Fultz, another process 76er who was dead. We're like, oh, he's out the league. He'll never recover. And all of a sudden, it's like, he's okay. So that's why, to me, Mikal Bridges, all those guys you mentioned, but Ben Simmons is the guy that pushes him over the list to me where I'm like, okay, let's see.
Wow. Listen.
Week one, I'm going to be so out on the Nets if he's bad.
I have deeply morbid curiosity when it comes to that angle. I wasn't even considering that. For me, it's more about the Mikal Bridges ascension. I just think he's so much better than he was able to be in Phoenix. We saw that last year with he was able to be the guy and actually really rose to the occasion in a way I didn't expect. And, he's coming into camp, obviously, as the guy to start with. There's no James Harden. There's no the problem with Brooklyn is that, like, they're just one of these teams. It's just like, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter who's on the team. Like, it just doesn't matter. I don't know. It's like the Clippers, man. The Clippers and the Nets.
I know they do have that to them.
It simply doesn't matter. Like,
nobody actually likes these teams is the problem. They have no fan base, that like organic fan base. I will say Ben Simmons, if you were just to throw out the fact that he seems to be a complete and total loser who also has a mental block and all of these different things, throw that out. Let's just go to the old school Ben Simmons. If you were to construct a roster around him, wouldn't it be with a bunch of shooters? And isn't that what they have? I'm just saying, I think it would be very interesting if Ben Simmons was a player, and that's why they're interesting. But if he's not, they fall down my list. All right, number 4. The Pacers.
Oh, is this Bruce Brown love?
This is 100%. Well, I shouldn't say 100%, but it's like 70% Bruce Brown love, I would say.
And then
the Pacers feel like the
Halliburton.
Nuggets. The Pacers feel like the Nuggets. They're like an ABA team. They're yellow and blue. I guess that's why they feel like the Nuggets. They're the same colors. They got Halliburton, who I absolutely love. They got Nembhard, who I like. Who else do they have there? I like Obi Toppin. I'm even hoping Obi Toppin has like a little bit of a moment here. So yeah, I like this team.
Interesting. You love Tyrese Halliburton.
I really like him.
The Indiana Pacers. Do I care about the Indiana Pacers? I do not. I'm not interested in them at all.
Number 3. The Orlando Magic. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Incredible Franz Wagner.
Oh, Franz Wagner. Or as they say in FIBA, Franz Wagner. Really bothered me. But we got both my boys. I like Paolo, even though I stand for Franz. I still like Paolo. I think they have an interesting group that's either going to make the leap this year or not. They still got our guy Gary. They got Joe Ingles, by the way, which I feel like is a really good pickup for them for this team. They got Mo Wagner. They got Mo Wagner, who had a great little, FIBA.
I understand this,
Wendell Carter.
This pick. I understand this pick because they have been god awful for so long that they have been sneakily drafting high draft picks every year, guys that you're like, oh, okay. All right. That's interesting. They gave the Nuggets all they wanted last year. If you'll remember our takeover, that took a miraculous buzzer beater by our God King, Nikola Jokic, to beat what should have been lowly Orlando Magic. They are interesting, but again, this is a thing. Like, there's all these guys. You're like, I like that guy. I like that guy. I like that guy. And then they put on that stupid Orlando uniform, and then I don't care.
It's just the uniform.
I don't care anymore, dude. That Orlando is now and forever shall be, for whatever reason, NBA Siberia. They play in NBA Siberia. We'll never see any of them on television. They will get no coverage. They suffer from what the Nuggets have suffered from for years and years and years. And I'm sorry, it's on them to break that. They need to be interesting. They need to win ball games. As soon as they start to be frisky enough for anybody to notice, I'm in. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, it is. They do have the foundation for what should be.
I like the way they play.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah.
Am I going to watch them? But I can't watch them because of that dumb fucking uniform.
All right. Number 2. This one is painful. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know how hard it is, like how much I must like them to be a rival in division, and yet I have them number 2? Now, look, part of this is like, I love my guy, Tim Conley. I just have so much love in my heart for that guy.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It is a lot that, but I do also
it's
like
all that.
No, it's not all that. It's not all that. I like Jaden McDaniels. I love Anthony Edwards. I'm saying there's some players here too. If he was on like a terrible team, I'd be like, all right, sorry, Tim, you're out of here. But this Timberwolves team, I genuinely like, and I'm genuinely rooting for them to trade Karl-Anthony Towns, even though I think it would hurt Denver. I just find them interesting, man. I'm going to be watching them when they're on TV.
Dude, they have the most loathsome front court ever assembled. Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, and you're telling me this is not Tim Connolly based? This is, of course, dude. Tim Connolly has made me look favorably upon Rudy Gobert. That's how much we love Tim Connolly. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, he's actually a pretty stout defender. You're right. Anthony Edwards is everybody's sexy pick to be the guy that saves the NBA. I will say, like, you learn a lot about like all these guys that you see on other teams when you have to adopt them as your own player. Like when Anthony Edwards became my guy because he was Team USA, the same way that I watched Bam Adebayo be my center, and I was able to watch him, and I was like, this guy fucking sucks. I hate my center, Bam Adebayo. So that's when I knew when he sucked. Anthony Edwards is cool, but I'm like, during it, I'm like, why is my guy Anthony Edwards taking the most the most terrible shot at the most big moments in this game? Like
he's the Michael Jordan. He's the Michael Jordan of Will Barton's. Is really what he is.
He is. It's exactly what he is. He's cool as hell. But there's definitely something happening in Minnesota, and it is basically all surrounding Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
they have to trade Karl-Anthony Towns. They have to.
I love Tyson kind of roasted me in a way that I feel like he's right. He said in division side piece is incest. It's actually true. You're right. This is totally. I'm so wrecked.
This is so unacceptable. It's
so
true.
Unacceptable in myself. I really have to look in the mirror.
My side piece teams. This is where we did like the least hated draft, and like all of my teams were like the Bulls, the Magic, teams that are so far away from my world.
Well, I made up for it, Eric, with this last one. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Damn it, I did it again. What have I done?
What have you done?
What have I
That's
done?
Your side piece.
I can't believe I like all this side piece. All right, I love Shea. I love Josh Giddey. I love Jalen Williams. Lou Dort's good. Kenny Hustle's my guy. They got Poku now. They got Poku. Who knows? The other Jalen Williams is good, and then Chet Holmgren. This is an interesting team. I'm watching every night. It's my list. Hit the outro music, Kale. Eric, go ahead and say your piece.
Listen, even though I'm literally behind enemy lines here, I should, by all rights, have no ground to speak on what you've just done. I will speak out loudly against what you've just put out forth. We shouldn't be watching the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves with sympathetic eyes. We should look at them as the inherent losers, bums, and idiots that they are. The Nuggets are all that matters. There's no such thing as a side piece team. There's only enemies that we're playing next. Adam, you've disappointed me and you've disappointed everybody. But listen,
I'll
it
be
doesn't
honest.
matter. Nikola Jokic is better than all of us.
Nah, that's true. I will be honest. I disappointed myself. That does it for today's show. Hey, it's so good to see Eric again.
Yeah, dude. I've been drinking the water. That's for you, Philly Urbanite.
Yeah, have some water out there.
Hey,
Eric,
gonna get a hoagie.
You flew back and come out and hang out over here. It's going to be a good time. That was our Philly. All right, everybody, hit that like button first on the way out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, we have super chats.
Let's go.
Super chats in an off season. My Zeke says, is Joker hitting the gym this off season? Look, I bet he is. No, he's hitting the gym. He works out. He just he hits the gym. He doesn't hit the basketball court. He hits the gym, and he hits it for like 45 minutes. A85 Ramos says, I will be devastated when Eric has to make an Embiid for MVP shirt. Crying, sarcasm, all jokes aside. So proud of you guys, and the PHLY expansion shows DNVR success. Been here since Stiff. Keep it going. DNVR. I love that. We love our favorite thing is when you guys feel, you guys ride this with us. You know what I mean?
You are here with us, man. None of this happens if nobody cares.
You're part of the resistance right there along with us.
Let's goddamn go. And I'll never make that shirt. I will never make that shirt.
My Eye Seeing says, DNVR DNBA show is the best. Keep killing it. You are the best, my brother. Everybody, we got to get out of here. Studio's got to be used. See everybody later.
Bye.